forever and ever.
All right, now we got to bring it in, people.
Record it. You have one go on and one. We're live on Facebook. You gotta stop the recording. Someone's watching something.
Oh, this is interesting. Okay.
Recording so we can have.
Do you guys hear that? All right, this should be fine. It's fine. There's a kink or two. Everyone is forgiving here. That's why I like this community so much. Well, there's one or two of you that I find especially unforgiving, but I won't out you right here in public. LOL.
Yeah, please. Can we not bring our personal problems on the screen?
Right. So let me tell you about my date last night. No. Ooh. So because you said not to do that. So just everyone, welcome. Really happy you're here. My co-host tonight is Mary, because she is the co-host. Her name's Queen.
Hello, everyone.
We're going to wait at least 10 minutes because we have a few tellers that may or may not be joining us. We're hoping they do. And that means we're killing time, as they say.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we kill time, which is, I don't know if I love that expression, but let's roll with it. In a few minutes, I will go over how this night will look and what your role as the audience will be, which will include a lot of judging. So I like to say, if you're judgy like I am, judgmental, AKA maybe you're a little bit of an asshole, not my words, then this is for you. If you're not super judgy and you just like to be in a nice, fun event with a co-host who has purple hair, this is for you. If you're looking to be really bored, maybe not a great fit. Fair, Mary?
I would agree, because this is not a boring event.
No.
It's not
Now we are recording because we want this to live in infinitum, if that's a thing. And we're also, I don't know what I'm doing with Latin. Leave me alone. And then we're also live on Facebook and YouTube, which means I want you to know this. Everybody is listening. If you don't want your video and your handsome, beautiful faces shown, then you can just turn your video off and you still get to see everything and you can still get to vote and you'll see. It's the same.
Yeah.
I would love if you kept your video on. I'm going to mute everybody at about 8:10, 8:12, just so that me and Mary can just keep talking nonstop, because it's amazing when we just never stop talking.
Yeah, I think people like listening to us.
And mostly when I say me and Mary talking a lot, you know what I mean. It's not so much Mary. And arguably more importantly would be our storytellers and their 99 seconds stories. We are waiting on a few people, as I've said, so we'll see if they come. Let's give it to like 8:12, and then we'll just start. And if they don't come, then, that'll be next time.
I want to change one letter. It's not killing time, it's filling time. Isn't that more gentle?
It is.
Mic dropped here in Chapel Hill. My name is Sean. I'm in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Do you all want to put where you're from in the chat? Because that's the standard question we've been asking for over 3 years. You'd think that everyone would know exactly where you're from. But Mary, after that, is going to ask another question. It's a better one.
I like what we ask. Brooklyn, Mark's out in Littleton. Yeah. Everybody's like, Johanne from Montreal.
That's great.
Sharon, you coming in from your traveling? What time is it there?
Sharon, not Sharon.
I said Sharon.
Okay.
It's 6:05 in the morning.
Oh, girl. You're amazing. You
Super
are.
dedicated.
Yes. Vancouver and
Also
Tucson
a little
and Chapel.
stupid. I don't know why I'm doing
No, we love you. Thank you for coming.
Soto Plege.
Did you just...
What? Did I what?
Sharon has a thing where she abbreviates every word in a sentence.
I knew what you meant.
Yeah, isn't that interesting with language?
Well, she knew what I meant.
I totally know.
Very
Very nice. We got a lot of... Go ahead, Sean.
No, you.
I was going to say, we have a lot of great representation around the country, and our folks in Canada are joining us. And we've got a really... Oh, Somerville. Hey, Martha. I'm over in Malden. I'm not far from you. Yeah. So we got a good crew here tonight.
Yes,
we always do, but
we always have a nice year. By the way, I don't have the exact date. It was around this time, maybe a little earlier in August, 3 years ago, that we had our first event.
Yeah,
there were other events because we did a lot of events, but this style of event, 99 seconds. Now, at that time, some of you may remember that actually, I don't think Mary. Not only was Mary not the host, I think she's one of the storytellers.
I was.
Eventually, she got the call.
Yeah.
There are moments in a baseball player's life when they get the call from the minor leagues to the major leagues, the big moment. I'm guessing, Mary, is that what it felt like for you?
That's what it felt like to me. I got called to the big show.
Big show.
Big show.
Big show.
That's right.
You can see by everybody's faces how big of a show this is. They're like feeling as if this is a whole new orbit of fame and grandiosity.
That's how I feel.
Do you have another question for our especially attractive audience while we and then I'll go over how this night's going to work. All right, we do have okay. Yeah.
I have a question, Sean. This is Angela. I'm off camera right now, but I have a question.
Yes.
Tell about how you came to 99 seconds as a time frame. Is that something you could tell?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I was expecting Mary to ask the audience a question because I talk a lot, but sure.
I haven't had a chance yet because.
No, it's a great question. When I was starting this, I wanted fun events, and Stephanie Rogers, who's in Chicago, who has an organization called Story Jam, had a 90-second story event, but it was a video submission. It wasn't a live thing. And I just submitted and it was fun. And then I actually asked her, can we do this for like a slam? So the first slam 3 years ago was me and her and actually somebody else named Adi, just had her daughter recently. So that's nice.
Didn't you actually win that slam?
No, I was the host of the slam.
No, I mean steps.
Oh, yes, because I was incredibly talented and I absolutely crushed steps thing repeatedly. I felt like I should go on my own and it was time. I'm just joking, but I did win one. So, and then I just said, hey, like, let's do a 99 because that seems like a fun number and a reasonable amount of time so people can actually tell a real story, but it not be like on and on and on. I just thought it was a good number. And then we made it a slam style, which I know not everybody likes, but my partner in crime, Mary, Martha, who was one of our storytellers, is here, and she's saying she had a hard time getting in, maybe a different name. So, do that?
No, she's here. She's here.
Great.
She's in.
I'm here. I'm just wondering why everybody's.
Oh, there you are, Martha. Okay.
I'm here.
No worries. No worries. I apologize. I didn't see your name. My fault.
No problem.
So I'm just counting names. At this point, it looks like we're going to have 11 storytellers. We're going to give it another like 2 minutes because we have a few people that have some tech issues. So I appreciate your patience.
Yes.
Mary, do you think
darling.
it's time now that I should tell them how this night is going to go?
With it being 8:09, I would recommend it. Yeah.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. With Erica, it's 11. Sure. Here's how it's going to go. You've already got the Sean part of the show. That's almost out of the way, so you can breathe now. Most of it now will be Mary talking, and she's better at that than I am. We will divide the storytellers into probably 2 sections in round 1. It depends if we have a couple more people come last minute, but it looks at this point, we have 11 or maybe 12 storytellers. 2 sections. I'm going to pick their names out of a hat. I will show you the hat. Some of you know that the other hats I've used are from Peru. This is not. This is probably from Kohl's. It doesn't matter. It's a hat.
It's from North Carolina.
Yeah. So, right. Not as sexy.
No.
I'm going to pick the names of the first section, which at this point will be 5 or 6 people. So you will know the 5 or 6 people. I'm talking to the tellers here, as well as the audience. They will tell their stories, and then they will stop telling their stories. Obviously. When they get all done, all of them, Mary will give a little recap. And then we will have a poll. The only people that are not on the poll is if people go over time. That is the one objective thing that, unfortunately, sadly, eliminates you from the competition.
Mm-hmm.
Let me add something else to our voting audience. And everybody not named Sean and Mary are voting, including the tellers. We know who you're going to vote for.
You should.
By the way, and I'll remind you of this several times, and it'll be very clear in the polling, you're going to actually vote for your 2 favorite stories each section. Promise to walk you through that if it's not clear. We encourage you to vote for your favorite story, not necessarily your favorite storyteller. We encourage you to vote for stories and not poems. It's not a poetry slam. It's not a spoken word slam. It's not any other kind of slam, but a story. Now, you get to define it. We don't have to go over what a story is. Nor am I going to tell you, like, you should be using this rubric. You get to decide what you like, what your favorite is. All right? We want people to vote for stories. We want people who are telling without notes. So if they're clearly reading, go over them. That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
People are prepared. trying to get this challenge of getting a story in 99 seconds or less, trying to do it memorized or have whatever their process is. I feel like I'm missing a very important component here, Mary. And it is time, it is no notes, and it is what else? I think that's it.
I think that's it, really.
And then after our first, we have 2 sections. And then after that, some of them will go to the second round, a little break, and then we'll have our finals. All right. Did I miss anything? I feel like that went very quickly. It might just be that I've done it for a while.
I think it just went quickly. I'm trying to think if there's anything else.
They have to be true, I believe.
Yes, but we have very hard to know if people aren't being honest. But you might argue that if someone in their story legitimately is saying, I don't know, I don't even have an example, but it's obviously not true, then you're right. Thank you, Neshama. And we don't want to reward them, though I love fiction. Love it.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a different thing.
Yes.
However,
just not here.
And
exactly, Mark.
Right. And if somebody's saying something like, oh my God, did that really happen? Let's give them the benefit of the doubt. We've all had very interesting lives.
Mm.
Our memories are not accurate. Sometimes we stretch truths a little bit for the sake of the drama. That's fine. You don't know. All right. By the way, I should also add, if you see me do this, and you will see me do this, that is for the storytellers, not for others. And that's to let them know you've got about 20 seconds to wrap it up. I will tell the storytellers, by the way, feel free to time yourselves. And when I call your name, take your time. Last call for Alex, Marie, Cali, or Joyce. If you are here, please identify yourselves now. Otherwise,
it's too bright and too hot out there. So
we're going to mute Angela for now. In fact, that's a really good segue. Everyone should be muted.
Yeah.
I'm muting Chan, and we're going to do this. We have 11 people. Round 1, 6. Round 1, 5. There's Cali. She's 6 and 6. That is it. All right. So the others, unfortunately, will not be participating with us tonight, or this will get started unfairly too late for all of us. Just so you know, there is one teller who told me earlier she'll be coming later, so she will be in the second round. There's no real advantage to telling in the first section or not.
No.
We have 12 storytellers. I'm going to pick 6 names right now. In fact, Erica's here right now.
She's here, yeah.
So I am going to put her in the hat. Wow. I'm so glad I took all those improv classes.
See? Look at that.
Just double checking on our tellers. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The magic 12 are going in the magic hat from Kohl's in Durham, North Carolina. Sure you have one by you. I'm mixing them up. I'm going to pick 6 names. And remember, we will, after the 6, if everyone is not over time, we will vote on your favorite 2 stories. Hey, Erica, I see you. And Erica, just so you know, you are in the hat. You may be called for section 1. I know you're running around, but this is the big leagues. Here we go. Our first 6 storytellers this evening will be Shari. If you can't see it, you're going to have to trust me. Shari in North Carolina. Martha, I don't know where you are, but we'll find that out later. Sharon from North Carolina, currently not in North Carolina. Angela, somewhere, I believe, west of the Mississippi. Julie Ann, I believe, maybe in New York or somewhere in the mid-Atlantic. And Mary Jo MJ in the almost great state of Arizona. All right. So, Shari Miller, there you are. It is time. I'm going to get my clock out, do what you do to prepare. We are live on Facebook and YouTube. This is the big time. I'm going to spotlight you. I'm going to lower my voice, even mute myself. And when you are ready, young lady, break a leg.
There's this thing across that. Oh, okay, good. It went away. Mom, I'm trans. I am stunned. I had no idea. I don't know what to say. Thanks for telling me. I mean, like your identity, you now know it, and your identity, it's really important, and your identity is everything. Did I just say identity 3 times? I feel like such an idiot. A deep breath. My shoulders lower. My breath slows. I know exactly what to say. Straight from my heart. You know that I will support you however I can. He nods. She nods. Love you more. No, Mama, I love you more. That's our thing. We've said it hundreds, if not thousands of times to each other. Today, I lose a son and I gain a daughter. Boom.
Thank you very much, Shari, leading us. Always hard to lead off. It's always hard to go first.
I know,
It
but
is.
but that now it's out of the way.
It's out of the way, relax.
You relax,
Audience
yeah.
will have an opportunity to presumably vote. I can't give it away. I don't give it away early if people went overtime, but Mary will let you know. I promise that.
Mm-hmm.
But if you practice your stories, you probably have a pretty good idea here. Thank you very much, Shari in North Carolina. Next up, we're just keep rolling here, right?
We're gonna roll.
Rolling and rolling and rolling. We got
Let's do
6
it.
in the first, 6 in the second. Nice even number. 12 feels good. Remember, we're going to have the top 2 from each section go, 1 wild card. That's how it stands now. Sometimes we give ourselves a little wiggle room, but I promise you we are fair. Mary is very fair. I am mostly fair. Martha, where are you? There she is. I'm fair.
You are fair. And listen, I noticed there's some love being shown in the chat. If folks want to show Shari some love in the chat,
Thank you,
feel
Fair.
free.
Because you're muted, I think that's the right way to do it right now. Let us. Did we see Martha? There she is. I'm so sorry, Martha. You must hate me. Or just dislike me. I'm used to it. Don't worry. Okay. Let us continue with Martha. We'll learn more about you later. You're unmuted?
I think so.
Whenever you're ready, you break away.
All right, thanks. So my honey bunny and I were celebrating our 2nd anniversary in my backyard. It was, tiki lights were lit, very romantic. And I noticed rustling in the shrubs, and it was a rat. And I'm like, okay, it's 15 feet away. I can just pretend it's a hamster and we're going to still have this romantic evening. And then I see another rat that's gotten into some uranium. It's the size of an English bulldog. And I'm like, okay, I like dogs. We're gonna continue this evening. And then it was like I'm in the middle of a billiard table. The rats are coming at us left and right. And we run into the house and Marcel says, you need cats. And I'm like, he goes, you need feral, wild cats. That's what you need. We need to get rid of these rats. So now I have 4 feral cats living in my carriage garage. And the rat problem I have now is carcasses I see on a daily basis. Boom, I guess is how we end this.
She learns. She learns. Yes, let me review. Yeah, thank you, Mary, for removing the spotlight.
It's all right.
Yeah, some people say boom because it's like a clear indicator that it's over. Don't worry, we give the tellers the benefit of the doubt if we're not clear exactly where the story starts or ends, but that is helpful. Thank you, Martha. Martha, I'm just curious. I don't know if you unmute yourself from where are you? I feel like our paths have crossed at least once, so I apologize if I don't remember, but are you in Massachusetts?
I'm Somerville, Massachusetts.
There's something in the water. Have we agreed on that?
True. Yeah, absolutely.
We have agreed that something is in the water of Massachusetts. We've also agreed that Massachusetts and Cincinnati, Poughkeepsie and Schenectady are very hard to spell. The 4 of them are hard. For you guys, it's not hard because you grew up there, Massachusetts.
That's right.
Promise you, if I tell you to put in the chat right now how to spell Poughkeepsie without Googling it, you don't know what you're doing.
Nope.
No. No with a capital N. Thank you very much, Martha in Somerville. Next up is Sharon in, if I gave you all, you probably already heard it already. If I gave you 25 guesses, you would not know where she is. She's slumbering somewhere in Kazakhstan. Mary, that's my Tom Rogar vote. Oh,
That was Yes, that was amazing. But it is 6:21 a.m. there for our darling Sharon.
Very early. She hasn't
Mm-hmm.
slept much. We're not, no one gets favoritism here.
She doesn't. I'm just saying. She's
Just
here.
because
She's
she's
dedicated.
tired. We appreciate everybody being here, whether you've gotten a lot
Of course. Of course.
But yes, she's probably not working on a lesson. All right,
Mhm.
Sharon, whenever you're ready, break a leg.
Okay, let me just set my timer. Okay. I'm in Rome and I call my boyfriend who's in the US from a payphone with coins. And it's a terrible connection. There's static, there's traffic, we can't hear each other. I tell him I miss him. He doesn't say he misses me. He says, go get experience. I'm like, what? Experience? Go get experience. Rome, city of love. What? My feelings are so hurt. I mean, it's true. I didn't experience, but how could he tell me to go get experience? So I'm like, fine, I will then. So I put on my sexiest clothes, a pink halter top that I wear with no bra and this little mini skirt. And I'm curvaceous and voluptuous. And I walk around Rome and I get a lot of male attention. There are these 3 guys sitting in front of the Vatican. One of them asked me to marry him. I wind up in his little red sports car parked in the mountains, getting experience. His seats go all the way down. And then I go back to the pension and the owner has a brother. There's like a cross between a young John Travolta and an older Elvis. Very good kisser. And then the next morning, I'm in the taxi and the taxi driver takes me to see this wonderful view. And then somehow we're not looking at the view. Not my favorite experience in Rome. Anyway, I get back to the US and I tell my boyfriend about this day in Rome and he's very upset. Turns out he had not meant sexual experience at all. My bad. Boom.
Boom. Thank you, Sharon in Kazakhstan. By the way, let me just tell you all something right now. Not tell you, that sounds a little aggressive. If you're in Kazakhstan or you're talking to somebody from Kazakhstan, right? Don't say Kazakhstan because that's not how you say it.
No.
I don't want to be snobby here. I'm really bad at most things, but just say Kazakhstan. Now, if you're
Now
going
spell
to,
that.
no, you spell it.
No,
And
you spell it.
you. And
You.
if you go to Azerbaijan, don't ask me how to pronounce that because I don't. Okay. Thank you, Sharon. I don't know how to spell Azerbaijan, but it sounds like an interesting country.
It does.
I think the stands are fascinating places.
Yes.
You know,
Mhm.
grass is greener though, right? Nothing wrong with Chapel Hill or
Boston,
Somerville.
Somerville, Malden, no, Littleton.
We could just name like thousands of towns now, but that's not why people are here.
But that's not why they, no.
So
Who's next, Sean?
the question I have right now, because I got my papers slightly mixed up, apologies. Don't know if Julianne or Angela was next. So is it Julianne? Is that cool? Let's just go with Julianne if that's okay. No? Sorry if I got that wrong. Julianne's okay. Is that a thumbs up? And then we'll have Angela after. Is that totally fine? Apologize if I screwed that up. Okay. Julianne, we'll learn more about Julianne and where she is because I think she might be a little nomadic. I'm not sure. No, she's
like,
not.
no.
Screwed that up again. She's not in one of the stands. I'm pretty sure about that. All right, Julianne, whenever you're ready, break the leg.
Growing up on Long Island, I always wanted to live in 2 places. That's New York City and the Hamptons. And I have been fortunate enough to live in both. When I was living in the Hamptons, I really wanted to live there because of the beaches and the atmosphere. And I quickly became in love with this bar, Liar's Saloon, a dive bar that had karaoke on Friday nights. One night I struck up a conversation with a fisherman. And after a while, he says to me, you seem really cool and really smart, but like, I'm not that smart and I'm really drunk and high right now. So can we just like stand here? And at first I was really taken aback, but week after week I'd come in and he would give me a hug. And if my friends weren't there, we'd just stand there. And I'd say things like, good song and good singer. And he would nod and it was lovely. Now, when I moved to New York City, I wanted to move there more because it was an intellectual place, and for lack of a better word, a woke place. But moving there and sitting on the subway, I'd hear some great conversations such as, oh my God, I was just thinking about shoes. And like how in some countries, people don't wear shoes. Can you imagine that? Or someone saying for 15 minutes, bro, like you don't even know, bro. And times like these, I really miss my friendship with that fisherman. Boom.
Boom. Thank you, Julianne. Long Island, that's my stomping grounds, or back in the day. Thank you very much for these stories thus far. We had Shari, Martha, Sharon, and Julianne. Yeah, Mary. Yeah, you know what I mean? Queen Mary.
Too many.
Like, I don't like stomping ground. I don't really stomp, but yeah, that's where I'm from.
Too many broken hearts left behind, Sean. Is that the problem? That's the problem.
I think we can say that, sure.
Sure.
Let our memories, we all play with our histories, don't we?
That's right.
To cope with our current dilemmas, our problem dramas, our pain. Wow, this is an upbeat show.
Wow,
hey,
what happened there?
Disney. And thank you to our sponsor, Disney. They'll be
thrilled with us. Yeah.
I love this.
Well,
by the way, we don't have a sponsor. If anyone has a lot of money and wants to help out, please just message me. Okay, next up is Angela Lloyd. Now, she is somewhere out west. It doesn't matter where right now. We're going to find out. Angela, I'm going to spotlight you. I'm going to ask that you unmute yourself. And whenever you are ready, break a leg.
A group of us were at dinner, Chinese restaurant, Jonesboro, Tennessee, attending the National Storytelling Festival. I opened the fortune cookie, and the sentence I was given said, if you want to go somewhere, you must let yourself go. My first thought was that I knew exactly what that was. I knew what I was letting go of, and now I had let myself go. But then 100 days later, I realized that I had let myself go to where I wanted to go when I went to Jonesboro, Tennessee, which got me thinking about some of the versions of the crossing of the Red Sea. Some folks think it's Moses raising his rod to separate the waves, but it was when a human, a man, having seen Moses raise his rod to separate the waves, walked into the water before they separated because he believed what he'd been told. If you want to go somewhere, you must let yourself go. And that sentence set me free. Thank you.
Thank you, Angela. Obviously, a boom is not required. Thank you is just as good. Almost.
Of course.
Almost. It's not just as good. It's almost as good. Fine. I'm just playing. It's great. Thank you for these stories. 3 years. 3 years, man.
Yeah, don't let people feel pressured by the boom. It's whatever, however you want to end it. No. We just, it's part of our branding and we love it, but it's fine.
Part of the branding. It's part of Disney.
Yes. All our sponsors.
All the sponsors.
Yeah.
The only real pressure, I imagine, is time. But if you have a clock in front of you or a watch and you just practice a bit, you're fine.
You're fine.
I mean, I don't want to, it's still challenging, but.
Oh, yeah. But everybody's so good. So good.
Always good.
Always good.
Yeah, we attract talent.
Mm-hmm.
And look, if you're not, if it's like, you don't feel like you're really, it doesn't matter whether you're, it's so subjective, but.
It is.
You're having fun or you're trying, and we're talking and you've got purple hair. I have no hair.
I do. Right. It works.
And
I have enough for both of us.
Being honest about their lives, doing it in this form. We love it. Next up, it's Tucson. We'll talk about Mary Jo later about Tucson and how was literally burning to the ground, but she's alive.
Oh.
She's okay. She does art and other things. Mary Jo, whenever you're ready, break a leg.
In 1972, after I saw the John Waters movie Pink Flamingos starring Divine,
I began to collect pink flamingos. And every time I went into a shop and they had little flamingo figurines or something, I bought them, or I'd buy towels or t-shirts or candlesticks that had flamingo motif. And my friends would start giving me flamingos on every holiday and on my birthday. And on my birthday, I always get at least a half a dozen flamingo cards. And finally I said, I'm done collecting flamingos. No more flamingos. And I'm getting rid of them and I'm just keeping a few. I gave over 20 stuffed flamingos to my friends' grandkids. Last year when I was at the San Diego Zoo, where a flock of flamingos welcomes you in, I was in the gift shop at the end and I bought this cute little bracelet with a flamingo charm on it. And I sent a text to my friend and said, oh, I just bought this cute flamingo bracelet at the San Diego Zoo gift shop. And he wrote back, I thought you were over flamingos. Oh, this is jewelry. I'm never over jewelry. Boom.
Thank you, Mary Jo in Arizona. By the way, a lot of snapping. Oh, and Queen Mary said this. I should have said it as well. You know, the chat function is a cool thing. You can talk to people and chat stuff and say, hey, that was good. I don't need to model this for you. You're adults.
Yeah. Show them the love. Show them the love.
Hey, good job. That was a great story. Let's talk later. Let's go out. Buy me a beer. Let's go home together. No, not that. Don't be weird. Okay? Some of you are married or in committed relationships. This is not that kind of fucking show. Okay?
Reel it back, Sean. Reel it back.
Storytelling.
Come on back.
All it
Come
is.
on back.
Just saying, you meet people through stories. Sometimes things happen. It's just things that develop. That's all. That's all I'm saying. That is it. Nothing more. All right. I didn't say it was totally PG. My God.
No, we never. People know that, Sean.
All right. No. Good news, Mary.
We have good news.
The good news, and you don't have to have bad news if there's good news. The good news is that nobody went over time.
Yay!
You know what's coming here. That means we had 6 storytellers, and when the poll goes up, Mary's going to tell you a little recap, and then the poll will come up with a word or two, and then you'll pick your favorite 2 stories. That should be very clear. If it doesn't work, I'll probably yell and we'll work it out. Don't worry. Go.
Always.
Mary, yes.
All right. So Shari had a very open conversation and learned that her trans daughter is now very loved by her family. Martha, on her 2-year anniversary, learned that she had to get some feral cats to take care of the rats. And now all she's seeing is carcasses. Oh my goodness. Sharon decided to have some experiences after her boyfriend told her to go have them in Rome, but that's not exactly what he was talking about. Julianne really wished she had her fisherman friend to be quiet with after she moved to New York City, thinking it was an intellectual place at her. Bro, yo. Angela got her fortune cookie, which said, if you want to go somewhere, you must let yourself go. And she did that starting in Tennessee. And MJ, she may be over flamingos, but she's never over jewelry.
Woo! As always, you crushed that.
Thank you.
Yeah. I, on the other hand, with my blurbing here, I'm not very good, so I'm a little behind.
You're fine.
So I'm just going to put the best I can. I get the names in the order that they said it, a couple of words. It should be clear. Vote for your favorite 2. If for whatever reason you can't vote, just unmute real quick or send me a message. We'll work it out. I promise. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to save this. You don't need to hear me talking about it. And then we're going to launch it. Here we go. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Say yes.
Good to me.
Say yes. Great.
We're getting it too. Do you want us?
Yes. Everybody votes except for me and Mary. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So if I were you, yeah, of course you're going to vote for yourself. I get it. But then you get one other person. So, this is going to be close.
You know, I know we always say that, but it really is. The stories are so good.
It really is. We have at least 5 more, and we don't have a particularly large group of people tonight, so please vote. It makes a difference.
Yeah.
Is the voting in the chat? I'm sorry.
All right. So if you're on a phone, you may not see it.
I am on a phone, so I don't.
Not a problem. If anybody, and we're just trusting you here, if you don't see the poll in the chat, can you please directly message Queen Mary, Angela, and anybody else?
Yeah.
And just put your 2 favorite stories, whether it's the name or whatever. Just put the names. Is that cool?
I'll figure it out.
No rush. No rush. We're good.
Mm-mm.
Looks like all but 2 people have voted, so that might be Angela and somebody else. Cool. We'll keep it open for another few seconds. And I think we have a winner. And oh, it's real close. Okay.
Hold on.
Yeah, no. Angela's got it. And if anybody else, I'm going to close this. There's one other person who hasn't voted. If you're there, who are you? All right, cool. One of my people weird for not voting, but voting is literally the second funnest part of this. Here's how the funnest part, or the most fun, is the stories. And then the second most fun, and I'm telling you all, like I'm deciding for you. And then the second part is the voting. And then I think the third part is me. No, you, and then me. No, wait, let me go back. You're the most fun part, then the stories, then the voting, and then something else, and then me. Okay.
You're crazy.
It's weird because there's an inverse of me talking a lot, which you think after 3 years I'd have figured this shit out.
No.
You know, I'm just like, dude, just stop talking. Okay.
No,
did you get anything you needed from Angela? Can we move on?
We can move on.
Great. Thank you for our first rounders, first sectioners. Great stories as always. We're going to now say the names of the next 6 storytellers of the same exact thing. Afterwards, we'll take a quick break, not long.
Mm-hmm.
And then everybody who goes through will have their second round stories.
You're not going to tell us who won this round?
Mm-mm.
Who's saying that? Who's asking? Martha?
Julianne.
Oh, Julie. The drama and the tension would be like,
oh, I know.
Yeah, so this makes me, now you have to stay, and now you have to know.
Mm-hmm.
3 years, we got this down to a science, kind of.
Mostly.
A weird science, callback, old movie, loved her.
A pseudoscience.
Right. Kelly LeBrock, just saying, you know what I'm talking about. No more. Let's go on. Andrew knows what I'm saying. Okay. So storyteller number 1, round 2 is Erica, or section 2. Then we have Ms. Neshama, then Joanne, Mark, Andrew, and finally, Cali. Wow, this is going to be an interesting section. All right, so let me make sure I got my stuff together here.
I wrote down the order this time,
Yeah,
so if you get lost, I got it.
That's why you get paid a lot.
I know. I got to keep my job. Seriously.
That's why we're going after big fish and sponsors.
It's true.
So if you are associated with a large company who's got money to burn, we could use starting at $20,000 is our lowest.
Oh, that's low.
Erica Blumfield in California. There she is. She had a long day. Either way, she's here. Gonna spotlight her.
Wait,
When
I
you're
have a
ready-
question.
Yeah,
Okay, one thing is, can you not spotlight me?
sure.
Okay. And then the other thing is, can you not hold up the 80 seconds?
Wow, we are completely revolutionizing the entire
Okay.
format here. Do you want to tell a 9-minute story? That's cool.
No,
I mean,
it
okay.
confuses me. I'm like
Okay.
80 seconds and then I have to do the math. I'm like, wait, how many?
Look,
I don't
this
really
is a-
know
no,
how
no,
many
great.
seconds that means.
80 means you have 19 more to finish, but that, hey, no, doesn't matter. We're going to keep you on gallery. There's no 80 seconds. It's all good. I appreciate you asking those questions. Whenever you're ready, Erica, you know what to do.
Okay. So I hate dating. I'm on a workshop and the workshop facilitator wants us to go around and say like something we're excited about. And this woman pops on and she's like, I'm so excited about dating. It's just so much fun. And I was like, what? I wanted to like jump through the screen and be like, ah! And I'll tell you one reason why I hate dating is that I was on the app Hinge, whatever. I start talking with this man and like it seems like good. We're like vibing. He likes the same music. We like some same music, whatever. But then I look more closely at his profile and I realize he's listed that his favorite movie is Manhattan with Woody Allen, where he's a pedophile sleeping with a 17-year-old girl. So then I call the guy out on it, and then he tells me, like, I was like, that's just actually weird. Like, you're proud that that's your favorite movie. And I think I shouldn't even have engaged, but I did. And then I called him a scumbag because it had escalated. And apparently scumbag is hate speech because they banned me from the app. And I say good riddance because the quality there is, you held up 80 seconds. Now I have to do the math. All right, I'm gonna stop there.
You're on mute, Sean.
No, I made a mistake. Do you want to start over?
No, that was fine. As long as I didn't go over. I didn't go over, right?
Yeah, I apologize. Were you able to say your ending?
Yeah, it's fine. That was fun. That was cool. I was too chatty.
No, yeah, I made a mistake. I'm just so used to doing that. My fault. I hope we got to
should have been more professional and kept the show going. It was my failure.
No, not at all, Erica.
I love the drama, even if I'm at the reason for it. Erica, I don't know. I don't usually comment on people's stories. I've got a story about Hinge. Share it with you one day.
Yes. It works. I'm sure it's not just men. It's all people. It's not exclusive, although not a big fan of, yeah.
It's just interesting. Damn. You know, it's funny. This is a great show. Great. I'll be like punishing myself for putting up the 80 seconds for like a week. Isn't it? You know what I'm saying? I don't do that. You have a really nice event. Everything goes well. You make one little mistake and then you punish yourself. Like, all right, whatever. I'm getting into the whole like New York Jewish shit. No one cares. All right. Ms. Neshama. Where is she? One of my faves. There she is. All right. She's unmuted. I tell you what I'm going to do right now. I promise you, Neshama, at 80 seconds, you're getting the 80 seconds. It looks like, you know what it looks like.
Okay.
Break a leg. Yes, ma'am.
I knew that I was going to have to renew my driver's license when I turned 84, and I was filled with fear and trembling because it's very hard. And I did the practice test over and over, and I tried to read that manual, but it's so tedious. And I showed up at the DMV, and I managed with 2 tries to pass the written test, although in the first one, I didn't do well. So then I squatted on the curb outside with a manual, reading it for 45 minutes, and then came back and passed the test. But I flunked my vision test. And this terrified me even further because my life is driving. I live in a small coastal town. My work, what would happen? And she said, take this form to your doctor. And I took the form to my doctor. I had been there recently, but when I kind of drooped a little and she fixed it, and I came back and I got my driver's license. I got the life as I know it back. But one of the most important things is I took a look into the future to see what it might be like if something essential like that was snatched. It wasn't every time I get in the car, I cheer. Boom.
Thank you, Neshama. Shama's in California. Erica's in California, by the way. It's a coincidence.
Yeah.
You believe in coincidences, Mary?
Oh, I do. I don't believe they're coincidences either. So
what do you think they're called?
I think they're more of like, I call it the divine hands involved. That's what I call it in my area.
Why is everyone nodding their head? What am I missing?
Yeah, it's true.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm cool. Yeah.
Right. It's just, I think it's something that's divinely guided. That's what I say.
Yeah.
When it's a coincidence.
Did you just wink at everyone?
I did.
I love it.
I think everybody needed a wink.
It was a well-placed wink.
Thank you.
Next up, we're not in California anymore. We're going to a completely different country. It's not Kazakhstan. It's Canada. One of its best cities is Montreal. And in one of those cities is Johanne. We're going to spotlight her, and she's going to take her time and break at least one leg.
God, I'm so nervous. That's not the story. I'm just going to set my timer. Give me a minute.
Yeah.
Sympathy for the Devil, the Rolling Stones, that's what's playing in the operating room. I have very early onset cataracts, and the operation, a laser is going to cut into my eye and replace the lens. And there's no anesthesia. All I get are eye drops, and that's going to immobilize my eye so I don't have pain. But the thing is, once the drops hit, I can't blink or move my eye. So I'm completely awake, and I'm unmedicated beyond the drops. And I start to freak out because I realize I'm going to see the surgeon working in my eye. So I say to the team, hey, can I get a little something for my anxiety? And they tell me I don't need it. So I start to nervously hum along to the music, but I start to sing. Pleased to meet you. Hope you guess my name. And the surgical team laughs and they give me a shot of something, and it hits me like a big wavy wall of happy. And I don't know if it's the lasers or the drugs, but I see colors and shapes, and I stop singing and I say, whoa, man, the colors. And the lens is popped into my eye, and I see the surgeon smiling back at me. And I say, hey, man. And there's more laughter from the team. I'm fully awake, I'm super high, and I'm killing it in operating room C. As I'm rolled out of the operating room, I hear applause, and I say, thank you very much. I'm here all week. Boom.
Luminous. Thank you, Joanne. Removing spotlight.
Thank you. I didn't click the button hard enough.
No, it's okay. I do that
Thank
all
you.
the time. You know, it's funny. Some people get nervous, right? I mean, it can be nerve-wracking.
Mm-hmm. It can be.
I get very nervous.
But then they pull it through and do a great job. So that's
right.
what happens.
Not a coincidence either.
No.
Because we know. It's August 2023. Isn't that amazing?
Well, considering it's been 3 years since we started this, yeah.
Not 3 months. Wow. What
3
happened?
years.
Is that good? Is that a good thing? That's a good thing, right?
I would think.
Oh, I don't know. We're going back up to the place that has good water in Massachusetts. Mark is here. We're going to spotlight him. He's going to unmute. And we know he's got cool hair, but I don't have to keep talking about that. Mark, break a leg.
I've been struggling with this since I was 12. Should I trust a spirit guide from Hasbro? It's the 1970s. My mom is a Midwestern PTA spiritual seeker. She goes to church on Sundays, Chardonnay every night, and crystals on the bedside. And she buys herself a Ouija board. But the Ouija board comes from Hasbro. And the planchette is plastic, and the little needle is like this picture hanging nail. One night I've got a bunch of friends over for a sleepover, and we want to stay up late. We're reading comic books, we're watching the Three Stooges until the stations go off the air at night, and we still don't want to go to sleep. So I break out Mom's Ouija board. And just to kind of warm it up, I ask this question. I say, how old am I going to be when I die? Perfect question for a 12-year-old, right? And the planchette zips around and says, 2034. Now, I don't think I'm going to live till I'm 2,000 some years old. So I figure that's got to be the year. Now, at 12, 70 is just like impossibly old. I mean, it's like Methuselah. So it just kind of sticks in the back of my head. But now I'm pulling up on 60. And I have to admit, I'm kind of looking over my shoulder. Do spirit guides from Hasbro tell the truth? Boom.
Thank you, Mr. Mark. In Massachusetts, about 60 years old. I didn't know that.
Mm-mm.
Some people look young.
It's true.
Yeah, there's a reason why men with thick, lush hair have a particular impact on me. And that's
Wait.
you. What? I mean, I'm not getting weird again. I'm just saying people with a lot of nice hair, I notice them, okay?
Well, I mean, as I brush mine back, yeah.
Great hair too. Yeah.
Thank you.
Next up. Also, because you have purple hair and he has a purple shirt.
Right. See?
Knowing the best of my transitions here. Yeah.
No. Hey, we're staying in Massachusetts. Who's next?
Mr. Andrew Shelffo is next. And he's also, yes, in the state of water. Here we go. Spotlighting unmuting. Have some fun, Andrew.
Starting my timer.
Yes, sir.
I'm sitting in the detective bureau in the Newark Police Department, and I'm looking at the detective who's talking to me, and the only thing I can think is, this person is just so disinterested. Now, I know that I've been kind of, spoiled by the TV shows, Law and Order, CSI, where these really eager and smart and well-dressed detectives, they really help people out. And this guy who's standing in front of me, like, he couldn't even be an extra on one of these shows based on how he's dressed. But I'm here because my brother was assaulted. He was found on the streets of Newark, just like a bloody mess, and we have no idea how it happened. And when you have no idea how something happened, you turn to the police. And we're in the detective bureau, and it's just annoyingly quiet too. The phones aren't ringing. There's nobody typing. There aren't even any computers on any desks. And then after a couple of days, they say to us, well, do you really know that there was an assault? I mean, yeah, he was found on the street, but how do you know there was really an assault? So they weren't helpful. So we turned to a private investigator, and he was very happy to take my $1,500 cash retainer. And then a couple of days later, he got the report to us in the mail. And it said who the people there were that he talked to, and all the people he talked to, nobody knew anything. And, we put such a premium on knowing things, like getting the answer to stuff. And this is something that we're just never going to know the answer to. It's been 20 years now. And I think that's why I don't watch those shows anymore. Boom.
Boom, thank you, Andrew. Made a little rhyme. Appreciate it. Great stories tonight, as always.
Always, yeah.
Quality humans, quality stories all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
Though clearly skewing towards Massachusetts.
Well, hey, we're a great state.
And California. Sometimes we have a pretty big presence from Illinois as well, but not this night. We have one final storyteller of round one, and then we will do the thing where we make sure everyone's under time, and then you do the quick thing, and I do a thing, and then they vote, and it's fun.
It's very fun.
Especially if you're judgmental like me.
Very judgmental.
The irony is that I don't get to vote. Okay.
No, I know. You'll still talk smack, though.
Smack it or smack. Chan is Cali. She has several names. They all begin with C. She's West Coast somewhere. Spotlighting, unmuting. Hey, Cali, when you're ready, break Chan leg.
Congratulations, me. I own a boat. Yes, I live on a boat. I don't know anything about boats, but I did solve the millennial housing problem. Oh, I'm not a millennial. No, I'm just also fucked. I'm not sure why. Anyways, one day, about 3 weeks after I got the boat, I was sitting on my boat, boat captain style, when all of a sudden I smelled like a very big barbecue, but it wasn't a barbecue. No, the boat 2 boats over from me was on fire. And so I panicked and I grabbed the cat and I was like, grab some stuff. And then I was like, what stuff? Oh, fuck off, just get off the boat. So then I went on the dock to wait for the fire department, and they seemed to take quite a while to come. But eventually one guy with a big stomach, one firefighter, trundled down the gangway and looked at the burning boat and said, oh, there's not gonna be much left of that. And I was like, oh, could you do something, please? Because now a second boat was on fire and there was just one boat between me, my boat, and the fire. And luckily, though, another firefighter came running down the gangplank with a hose and began to spray the boat with water. But then the ropes on the boat broke, and the boat broke free of the dock and floated underneath the bridge. So the firefighters went up on the bridge and sprayed water down onto the boat, and they put out the fire. But soon the guy with the pretty nice yacht, now he had maybe a paddleboard. Anyways, the firefighter took off their helmet, very tired. And it was a sexy female firefighter. And then I realized that all this happened for love. Boom.
Boom. Okay, thank you. Cali, I believe we are calling you. I don't make sure you get your name right. In a boat somewhere on the water. Can we agree on that? She's floating. Are you floating? That's the question I have for everyone else. Are you floating right now? Because you didn't think this shit was going to get deep. Okay. Good news.
Are you floating right now?
No, hell no. I'm very grounded.
Okay.
My ass in an uncomfortable chair.
What,
no.
You think we just met?
Huh. 6 people, no one went over. Let's roll.
All right, let's roll. Okay. Erica, unfortunately, was banned from Hinge because she told a man the truth that he was a scumbag. Neshama got her license, but had a chance to see what would happen if something essential was taken away from her. And congratulations on that, getting the license. Joanne decided she wanted to sing, and during her surgery, and the emergency room gave her something that she was floating and happy while she got her cataracts in her eye. Mark, a great question. Should I trust a spirit guide from Hasbro? His experience with a Ouija board, and is his time ticking? Andrew decided that CSI and all those shows weren't as exciting anymore after he had a real life bummer experience with the Newark Police Department. And Cali, even though there might have been fire on boats, she found the fire in her heart by meeting a sexy firefighter.
Woo!
Thank you all.
All right, I did my best here to blurb.
I'm sure you blurred well.
Yeah, Erica, Neshama, Joanne, Mark, Andrew, Callie, everyone, please vote. There's 24 people here. Thank you all for being here, by the way.
Yes.
I'm going to launch this bad boy. We'll take a few minutes to chill, and then we'll have our second round, and we'll announce those people just before the second round. We're going to milk it. Of
course.
Let's see if this is going to work. Should work. Here we go. Launch round 2, section 2. I hope you see that. Anybody, Angela, others who don't, just do the same thing directly to Queen Mary, the names of your top 2 stories.
Yeah.
We can only make one choice.
All right. Is that right?
Yeah.
I'm going to stop it. No.
Yep.
Ending it. Ending it.
Okay.
Ending it. Mary, here's what I need you to do right. I need you, please, to do something fun for like 2 minutes.
Sure.
Or not. They can just wait.
You want me to chat with everyone?
Yeah.
That's fine. Listen, we do these 99-second story slams on some Sundays during I think it's the second Sunday of the month. There's the mental health story time hour, which you can come in and talk and get support about your stories. There's also the grit group. So please join that, because there's a lot of different storytellers who are able to talk about their, their shows and all that kind of stuff, which I'm sure we're going to ask you guys about us later. We're going to ask you about it later to let everybody know. So if you have something coming up, make sure you can tell us where it is and how we can get tickets or find you or whatever it is. So get that prepared. My backdrop is an astrology backdrop. So I have folks that do some of my social media stuff, and one of them is a graphic designer, and she made this background for me so that when I go on things like this, it's like, it just kind of swirls very nicely. So I figured I'd take out the good stuff tonight while I was on Zoom with all of you.
You are crushing this.
Thank you.
I'm almost done.
Okay. All right.
I love it. Put you on the spot, rising to the occasion.
Of course.
But I'd rather get it right than not get it right. We know I make mistakes. Duh.
Human,
Totally. What are the 2 words from Mark again, please?
Ouija board.
Yes. And I actually think I spelled Ouija board right.
Ouija.
Yes.
I mean, I should know.
Yeah, I mean, that's just like your world, right? Way more than this. It's that. All right, I think I did a good job. Erica, Neshama, Joanne, Mark, Andrew, Callie. I'm saying Callie.
Callie, right? Is that right?
Yeah.
No.
Right? Callie. But it's Chan. Should I put Chan or Callie? Just unmute for a sec.
Cali.
Yeah, it's Callie. Just so you know, the last storyteller, it says Chaan, but her name is Callie. Firefighter, boat, all that stuff. Launching it. I hope I didn't screw this bad boy up. But it's so nice to know that everyone's so forgiving if I did.
All right. Let us know if you can vote for 2.
2. Woo!
And it's smoking.
Wow, this is an interesting one. We got everyone please vote.
Yeah, make sure you vote, guys. Because remember, there's 2 going through, so
at least 2.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, we got the wild card we got to pick.
Yeah.
Mm.
This one is super close. Can you all please? There's a couple people. I know this probably isn't helping, but because if you voted, you're like, dude, shut up. I voted, but everyone vote. I don't care. I'll wait an extra minute. If you didn't see this poll, please message Mary directly.
Thank you. Angela, I got that. Thank you. I'll add it in.
Yeah, let me know, please, on our thread, Mary, if that changes the results that I'm seeing.
Yeah, give me a second.
We'll keep it up in another 10 seconds or so. And then we're going to do the thing that we do in between where you either, go to the bathroom or get a drink, and then we're going to ask those that have told stories this evening, the 12 of you, to briefly, and I mean, please briefly, you'll just tell us stuff you're up to in the storytelling community.
I got it. Didn't change anything.
Okay, cool. I'm going to end the poll. If you haven't voted, going once, going twice, sayonara. And I can only say that because I legitimately lived in Japan for a while.
Ooh.
That's some bullshit. So don't do that if you haven't lived there.
Cool.
We have our people who are going through. We're going to mute somebody who's having some interesting. Yes. Now, what I want to do now, this is an opportunity. We're going to actually announce this in about 4 minutes. Who's going through the probably it looks like 5 more stories. Well, we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're a storyteller, and we'll give a chance for others as well, but if storyteller, you like a little hand or a little emoji to let me know that you want to let us know that you're in a big show or teaching a class or there's an event and we want to let people here know. So if that's you, let me know and I'll unmute you, or you unmute yourself. Who's out there? Joanne is there. Yes, Joanne.
Hi, I'm doing a braided story. So that's 2 people side by side telling with different parts, and I'm doing that with Rhonda Levy, who's in the audience tonight.
Hey, Rhonda.
And that's on Thursday, this coming Thursday, the 31st, and I'll put how you can register. It's a virtual show, and I'll put the note in the chat. Thanks.
Awesome.
Thanks, Joanne.
Callie and then Mary Jo. Thanks for raising your hands. And then Erica.
I just wanted to mention that I saw there's a 60-second storytelling event. Eventbrite. It's a Canadian host and it's free. So check that out. It's like in the next couple of days. Maybe.
Okay.
Sorry, I forgot when, but check that out.
But like an Eventbrite and 60-second story slam.
Yeah.
That's what we're looking for? Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Callie.
60 seconds Eventbrite. I think I've heard of that. It's up in Canada, I think.
Yeah. Super cool.
Very cool. Also challenge. All right, Mary Jo and then Erica.
For anybody who's going to be in the Tucson neighborhood on September 7th, I'm curating the show for Odyssey Storytelling, and Richard Munchkin, who's in the audience tonight, is in the show because he'll be in town then. So it's an in-person show. So come to Tucson in the summer. It's really fun.
Yes. And hot, but that's yes. Erica and then Neshama.
Well, to all our Facebook watchers, right? We're reaching like 1 million viewers, right?
Mm-hmm. Of course.
No, for real. I host a show every first Sunday of the month in Los Angeles, well, in Glendale. It's called the Glendale Room every first Sunday of the month at 7 p.m. It's called Revealed. And so if you're ever in the LA area, let me know, or you wanted to submit a story, that would be great too. All right, that's it.
Erica, I have a couple of friends that live in LA, and my tattoo artist lives in LA at Hermosa Beach. So when I get back out there, I'll reach out to you. I think I'm going to get it back out there like in the winter time. So coming your way, girl.
Oh my God, that would be like the cosmos are going to explode. That's so fun.
I will let you know.
Thank you.
Sure.
Neshama.
So on Tuesday night, I'll be performing live in Berkeley a 20-minute story about my so-called brilliant careers, and it'll also be on Zoom. And I am so bad about trying to post a link. So if you really want to know about it, somehow get a hold of me through Sean or whatever. And then next Wednesday on Zoom, I'm doing a piece about my life in books for something that's raising money for literacy. And I'm excited about both of these things. And again, I don't know how to get it on the chat, but talk to me in one way or another, and I will send you what I have. Thank you.
Neshama, are you on Facebook Messenger? Like if we reached out to you there?
Yeah, I think, so. Yeah, do what you can.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Sure.
Anybody else? Anybody else? Yes, oh, wait, Tracy. All right, we'll have the non-storytellers go now. Yes, Tracy. Who's in our Grand Slam, by the way?
Yes.
Yes.
Sean, I had an announcement, but I could say it later.
Yeah, okay, hang on. Okay, no, you're plenty of time. Tracy, did you want to say something?
Oh, yeah. So if you're in the New York area, Rana and I host an open mic, a storytelling open mic, the last Tuesday of every month at the Pine Box Rock Shop in Brooklyn. It's at 8:30.
Pine Box, I've been there. Good show.
You have. It's called Just One More Thing.
You've been there. MJ's been there. Joanne's been there.
A lot of people have been there. Yeah. Well, so but
come to Brooklyn. You'll be on the show.
Brooklyn. But I'm sorry, Tracy. You said you had one more thing.
Just one more thing. Just one.
Go on.
No, just one more thing.
Oh, is this like the Abbott and Costello bit?
Yeah, that's what we're doing right now.
I don't know. Is on third. Okay.
Welcome to this bit.
Okay. And then we had Angela. Is that you? Why is your hand colored differently? That's like a political statement. I love it. Where are you?
I'm here.
Yes.
I put it in the chat.
Okay.
So there's a group called Better Said Than Done.
Yeah.
And we'll be doing an event called Musical Follies. So these are stories with music. And September 14th, and I put it in the chat.
Cool.
The link
Is
for
it live
Facebook
or
to get to.
online?
It's online. It's a virtual event, but it's musical. Yeah. Thank you.
So you're that sounds like, yes, musical is potentially amazing. Occasionally
musical storytelling, stories with musica.
Yeah. No. I mean, background music, live music, a little bit of a bass. We should do that. How about this? Second round. Here we go. I'll announce the names.
You announce them now.
I'm going to announce them because I
All
know
right.
it's like, come on already. And then like, because the musical thing I'm inspired by, do a little bit like when people are telling their stories, I'll just be like that kind of thing.
No.
Because it won't be as good. Like for some people, their stories will benefit. Others will be like, yeah, you got to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I need to veto that idea. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. So we had 2 people from each round, and then Mary and I decided a couple other storytellers because we just thought they deserve to go through. Everyone was awesome.
Amazing.
We never put more than half in ever. Sometimes it's less than. So we're going with half tonight. So in no particular order, and I really do hope everyone stays. You know, it's not personal. It's just, this is how these competitions go. In no particular order, we've got, be prepared to tell your second stories, and I'll only be revealing these names one at a time this time. Sharon, Mary, Joe, Neshama, Andrew, Cali, and Joanne. Thanks to the others. You rock. Stay.
Please.
Mark, you just put your video off. You're staying, buddy, with your gorgeous hair.
Mark's like, yeah.
Yeah, no, okay.
Yeah.
All right, it's my bedtime. I gotta go. Leave me alone. Thanks, everyone. So let's do this. I'm gonna just mix them up. This time there's no hat. I'm just gonna ask, are you good? My 6 storytellers and everybody else?
Everybody here?
Second round. Finish this up, tell you the winner, hang out a little bit, and then do what you gotta do. Go to bed, hang out. I don't know what you do. whatever you do with your lives, which by the way, I'd love to know more, but people get uncomfortable when I ask very detailed questions about what they do at home. So I won't, but with your permission, I will. Now, let us continue. Mary, do your thing. Just tell me what to stop, and that will be our first storyteller.
Stop.
You got it. First up, she's drinking water. She knew it was going to be her.
Yes.
Of course it is. Her name is Johanne. She's the only one in Canada this evening. Take your time, just swishing it around.
No.
Blame Mary. She said stop.
Going for the timer. Hang on.
Take your time.
Thank you, Sean.
Sure.
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 Respect. It's a word, one word painted on the wall at the gym. And I feel it here. I feel respected because nobody ever asks why me, a middle-aged woman, is into boxing. And it never matters that I'm one of very few women in the men's boxing class. All that matters, I work hard and I commit. And the owner of the gym, he's super supportive of me. And I swear, no matter where he is in the gym, he sees and hears everything. He could be on the other side of the gym. And if I stop hitting the bag too soon, or I sit down to pause, he yells across the gym and says, "Hey, why did you stop? Keep going." So I always do. I always find something to do and I just keep going. So one night in boxing class, there's a couple of new guys that show up and they end up right next to me. And we're doing like warm-up drills before we start boxing, like jumping jacks and burpees and push-ups, except my shoulders hurt from working out yesterday, so I can't do push-ups. So I drop to the floor and I do leg lifts. And I hear the two guys, they're laughing at me. They say, "Fucking Jane Fonda." So now I hear the owner. He blows a whistle and he shouts across the gym, "Everybody stop, down to the ground, everybody, leg lifts, 50 a piece, 50 each side." I keep going. We never saw those guys again.
Thank you, Joanne. And when I say Montreal, by the way, Mary,
Yes.
she's in Montreal.
In Montreal.
Some people like, I live in this city, but you're like 35 minutes away, which is fine. You want to live that lifestyle, that's fine.
That's fine.
In the city
Mm-hmm.
of Montreal. Like if
She's there.
Right. If you put her, she showed the camera to the window right now, it's urban. That changes nothing about her story.
No.
At all.
But you're just pointing out where she is and how truthful she is about it.
Very honest. I love that people in this community are honest.
Yes.
Next up, let's keep it moving. We have got not and someone else not in the US right now, Sharon in Kazakhstan. Sharon, let me you're gonna unmute yourself. I'm gonna spotlight you. Round two, have some fun. Whenever you're ready, take your time.
Yeah, I've got something on the screen. I'm just trying to get that.
Okay.
Okay, give me a second, please.
Sure.
So I'm in Copenhagen and I see some guys playing chess. So I stop and watch and they ask me if I want to play. So here's the thing about chess. There are some people who can see way ahead of the game. At any point, they can just see 5 moves ahead, all the different permutations. I am not generally one of those people. But I sit down and I start playing and I notice that my opponent is really focused on his attack. And he doesn't seem to notice I've got control of the center. I control some good squares here. And I'm looking and his castled king looks very safe over there. But suddenly I see, what if I remove that pawn? Is there a way? And then suddenly, for the first time in my life, it's like a movie. I'm seeing several moves ahead. What could be? What could happen? And everybody's waiting for me to make a move. And I pick up my queen and I slide her across the board like she's ice skating. And I take pawn at f7 and I replace it with my queen. And everybody's stopped breathing. They're just waiting. And my opponent looks at the board, he looks at me, he hovers over the queen, and he takes it. It's over in 3 moves. Checkmate, queen sacrifice, best game I ever played. And as I get up, one of the guys says to me, "Are you Judith Polgar, the Russian grandmaster, one of the best females in the chess world?" And I say, "No," but my smile says, "Maybe."
Boom. Thank you, Sharon in Kazakhstan. She's got the glasses out. First two storytellers this evening in the second round of glasses. I'm looking around. I think a lot of people have glasses. It's just like an older crowd. I'm just realizing it's just older people. Okay.
I realized there was an advantage to being able to see people. That's
It's
what I
true.
figured out with the glasses. Yeah. Even though they reflect,
but
seeing is so fun. As Neshama pointed out.
I know, but I'm just saying this was a group, and I'm glad it's us and this exact day. But if it were a group of 22-year-olds,
totally,
they would. You know what I'm saying?
29 again.
I don't want to be that. I'm just saying it's just an observation.
God. Back to 22. No, thank you. No, thank you.
No, thanks.
No, thanks.
That's a different show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
No. The 22-year-old storytelling show might be different for sure. It would be different. All right. Do your thing.
Okay. Stop.
Okay. Next up is Mary Jo Pollack. There she is. Glasses. Tucson. Let me spotlight.
Yeah, spotlight her. And MJ, I've worn glasses since I was 4, so I'm with you, girl. I'm with you.
Yeah. She's fine. Wait, hang on.
Excuse me a sec. My allergies are kicking in. Wait, just give me a sec.
Take your time. Take your time. Take your time. No rush.
I come out of my dating hiatus about a year ago, and I realized it's much easier dating in the 1970s than in my 70s. And I knew from going to bars to listen to music all the time, that's not how you meet people, because guys will ask you to dance, but they don't even ask for your name, let alone your phone number. So what everybody tells me is apps. I think they're scams, but I'll try the apps. And I get on a couple and I pay them money and I meet some people and I have some good times and make new friends. And then other things became more important and I went into another hiatus, which I came out of about a month ago. And when I was on Facebook and I saw this ad for Date My Age, I thought, oh, that's really cool. I can put in an age range and I'll meet people my own age. I filled out the profile. Within a minute, I was getting like tons of responses. And I put for the age range 60 to 80 because I do like younger guys. But these guys were like 27, 35, 42. And they lived in places like Stuttgart and Beijing and Florence. I mean, this place has got to be a scam. So I cleared everything out. My profile picture was a creepy mask from an art show. And all the typing I did was just random. It made no sense. And I still kept getting, "You're so beautiful. You seem really interesting." Yeah, it's a scam.
All right. Thanks, Manager. She chose to end with the word scam and not boom. I love it. Scam.
I thought I was out of time.
Hey, well, we will know that at some point fairly soon. If you happen to be timing at home and you're wondering, perhaps if there was a storyteller or two that went slightly over 99 seconds, I want to tell you what's happening with that. Sometimes Mary and I talk. We sometimes give a little cushion. We don't tell the storytellers 99 is 99.
That's it.
But we say, do we want to have a cushion on the slam or not? And we may have none. We may have a little bit. So just so you know, there's a method to this all. I promise we're being consistent. Let's keep it moving. Go. Here we go.
Yeah, you gave him some behind the scenes. Stop.
A little behind the scenes because you've got to keep things. There you go. Next
keep it interesting.
Cali and
Cali.
She is. Let me, you're unmuted. Let me spotlight you. Take your time, have some fun. Go.
One night I was coming home from a party, walking past the chicken rendering plant, when I noticed on the wet pavement beside a truck, like a tractor trailer, full of cages with like 1,000 chickens in the cages, cramped in there, I noticed this white shape fluttering on the pavement. So I went up, and it was a chicken, for some unknown reason, lying free but flightless on the road. And so there was nothing to do but wrap it in my sweater and take it home to my yard. But the chicken looked intimidated in the yard. So I found a door in the alley, and I put it across one corner of the yard, and I put a box with a blanket in there. And for about 4 days, the chicken sat stunned on the blanket as I fed it the finest extracts of compost. And after about a week, she stood up, and she looked very good and strong, and she grew quickly, and her legs, which were like gray pink when I got her, they turned bright yellow, and so did her beak. And every day when I would ride home down the alley on my bike, she would run across the yard to greet me. But then one day she was gone. And for a while I suspected my Italian neighbor, the guy with the beans on strings, because one day he looked over the fence and said, "She belongs in the pot." But when people ask what happened to my chicken, I prefer to say she eloped. Boom.
Thank you, Kelly. Yes. Hot, spicy, and sizzly. Second round here.
I'm telling you.
Season friggin' 7. What is this? We're in the slam before our grand slam. Top 3 tonight go on. There will be a winner. There will be a top 3 go on to our grand slam, which we could probably be in October.
Yeah.
That'll be fun. I hope you all can come, whether you're telling or not.
Please.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
We got 2 more, and then we will simply vote, and then we'll stretch it out a tiny bit more, and then we'll just say who won. We'll probably also announce who's the top 3, because that's the sort of grand, for this particular season, the way we're doing the grand slam. All right, here we go. I'm just going to do it. Don't need your help. Next up is Andrew. So Neshama knows she's last. Andrew, when you're ready, spotlighting you, sir. Break a leg.
So I'm home from college, and I decided to go visit the candy store that I went to when I was a kid. And that's where I would go, and I would get penny bubble gum, and I would get Reggie bars when they made them. And I'd even glance at, maybe a Playboy or 2, just the covers. And I'm going there, and I don't really know what I'm going to get when I get there. But as I approach the store, which is called Betty and Bob's, even though the proper name of it is Marcus and Maria's, but everybody in the neighborhood calls it Betty and Bob's. I'm going to Betty and Bob's, and as I go in the door, this man is walking out, and I immediately recognize him. It's a guy that I went to elementary school with, I went to high school with. We were in Cub Scouts together. And I said, "Hey, David, how are you doing?" And he doesn't really look at me with as much happiness as I'm feeling inside of myself. And I say to him, like, how's college? He's like, I'm not going to college. So, okay, are you working? No, I'm not working. So I sense that this conversation is fizzling, and I'm trying to figure out how I can extricate myself from it. When all of a sudden around the corner, this man comes up to both of us, and he's holding in his arms 6 cans of Edge shaving cream gel. And he says to us, "Hey, there's a tag sale around the corner, and they're selling this gel at a really good price. You should go get some." So now, when I think of the candy store that I went to when I was a kid, I don't think about Reggie bars or penny bubble gum. I can only think about Edge shaving cream gel and a very dispirited David Green. Boom.
Boom it is. Thank you, Andrew. I like the color purple on Andrew, I must say.
It's electric.
Which you like purple too, I know. I don't know.
It's kind of obvious. You've seen my car, Sean.
You're purple through and through. Right. Martha's pink, at least tonight. Sharon's red. We have colors.
We too.
Shari's got the second best backdrop, that's for sure. Next up, last up, final up, of tonight. And thank you everyone for telling tonight, and to our audience. We appreciate it. Neshama Franklin out in Cali. Neshama's already unmuted. I'm going to spotlight you. Take it away.
When my daughter turned 60, she said, take us to Alaska, all 6 of us, her and 3 grown children and a partner and me, all in a van. We flew to Anchorage and crowded into this van. And I had, everybody said, oh, the wildlife, you'll be blown away. And I was apprehensive. I was going to be well equipped, but also family dynamics in that sealed cubicle. But I set the intent to let things happen and not get involved with them. And so, family dynamics heated up. And what did I do? I looked at the mountains, I looked at the water, and what I discovered is when we got to the places we needed to get to, and everybody had something to eat, and they all retreated to their corners, it all worked out for the nonce. Thus, this too shall pass without my interference. Yes, there were bears and moose and glaciers and whales, but my gift was getting out of the way. Boom.
Thank you, Neshama. All right. 6 second round storytellers. 2 of them benefited greatly from the silenced cushion. Untold cushion.
I'm not saying anything.
It was tight. They're all through. So you know your job now.
Yes,
I'm going to be listening so I don't screw up the blurb part. And by the way, and I'll remind, this will be in the poll as well. When there's a smaller number of people, even though there's only one winner, you're still going to vote for your top 2 stories. Got some feedback from somebody who knows all sort about voting and rank choice, this and that. And she said, trust me. I was like, fine. That's what we're doing. Mary, the queen, do your thing.
All right. So Joanne made sure that a couple of men in her gym learned respect when they made fun of her when she was doing leg lifts. That owner put them in their place. Sharon had an amazing chess match and was mistaken for the famous Russian woman's master. And her smile said, maybe. MJ, date my age, turned out to be a scam, but she was meeting people from all over the world. Cali told people her chicken eloped. I get that. Andrew, unfortunately, remembers his candy store from his childhood with a very despondent David Green and a lot of edge shaving gel. And Neshama learned that this too shall pass if she just allows herself to relax.
Okay. I'm having a hard time with 2 words for Andrews for some reason. Help me out. Word with Andrews.
Well, like I would say candy store.
Sure. Well, they just heard it. It could be candy store or shaving cream.
Gel. Yeah.
You get it. I'm going to put candy store. Okay. You all just heard the story. I'm going to release this, or launch it, I think is the official Zoom word. You should have the opportunity to vote for your top 2. Please do that. And let me know if you can't see it. Here we go. And we're going to have a winner in about a minute. This is going to be a close one.
And you got to vote.
Everybody got to vote. And it's going to be, looks like a, woo, we got about that. Okay. All right. Let's have 5 more people vote, please. If you can't see the voting or the poll for whatever reason, please
send it to me.
Yeah, message Queen Mary and just say, hey, these are my 2 favorite people in this particular. It's easier than putting the story name, right? Just the person.
Exactly. Yeah. If you can, I got it. I got it.
Let's leave it open for another 20 seconds because it is the final poll this evening. And look, I know you all could have been spending your evenings in any number of ways. Virtual events are kind of, not as cool as the real thing. I get it. But so thank you for being here. Appreciate it.
Well, we make it cool.
You do.
We can't do
You.
it by myself.
All right, let
All right.
us close it down. 2 people will not make a difference in the final result. Actually, it could make a difference in the top 3. 10 more seconds, we'll leave it open. And then we got to close it because you have lives to get back to, even though I know this is pretty awesome.
Do we need to have a runoff? Is that what we're doing here?
No, because
Okay.
those 2 are we have our first, second, third. And unless those last 2 people vote, it makes no difference that you guys don't know what we're seeing. So you're like, dude, shut up.
Yeah.
All right, let me close it down.
Okay.
But I'm aware because here's the thing. I invite the top 3 from the 5 slams we've had, which is more than usual. But I also know that there's several people, especially that were like really close in 4th, and there might be some scheduling issues for people. So I'll invite them. I heard the stories over here. So if you were like a really close 4th in past events or this one, it's noted. Squeeze you in because sometimes people, it's probably about 15, 16 at most tellers for the Grand Slam. And these days there's a lot of scheduling issues.
It's true.
So, these will all be people who are second rounders, almost qualified, spreading love. All right. I want to make sure, I'm going to the second and third. And by the way, second and third is a tie. And then I'm going to leave the winner to you, Mary. Is that cool?
Hold on 1 second. No, I gotta send you something.
Sure. Does that change something? What you're going to say?
Yep.
Hang on. Bear with us. Send it away. The tension mounting. I can see. Look at everyone's faces. Tension. Look at Eric. Look at Mary. Look at Martha. Look at Sharon. Look at Juliet. Tension. Hang on 1 sec.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting. All right, let's do this. Let's do the 3-way tie for second and our winner.
Okay.
It's cool. It works because I don't want to have a runoff and everyone deserved it. So I'm doing the top 3, the tie for non-first place almost, and you'll announce our winner. We have a 3-way tie in second, and their names are Mary Jo, Sharon, and Cali, which means I am giving the mic over to Queen Mary. Who is our winner this evening?
Well, our wonderful storyteller from Montreal, Canada, Johanne Pelletier.
You did it again. Wouldn't have said this in the past. Some of you know she's won before.
Yeah. Well, she brings it. Like everybody does.
What should be said that. Congrats, Johanne.
Yes.
Thank you very much, everyone. Great stories tonight. I'm surprised, but thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
As I think there's something to be said for the blurry backgrounds. It's a look of a champion.
It's just the setup that one. Frankly, it's just the lighting. Yeah. So that's all it is. It's
to our tied for seconds and other second rounders and other tellers, really appreciate it. You're wonderful.
Yes.
I don't say that.
Amazing.
Really good stories. Thank you for your patience and our little momentary tech glitches. I'm going to stop everything in terms of recording and lives right now. And if you want to hang out and talk, that's cool. We always sort of keep it open for a while. If not, let me do that. We're stopping recording. Bye, recording. Bye, people.
Bye, Facebook.